Hi, Mandii J here with another Funko Pop review. Here we have the Velociraptor from the Jurassic Park 25th anniversary. And I also have a special guest with me today.
Miss Transformers 96 here, also reviewing the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park.
So I'm excited about this one. This one I was really kind of, I had some high hopes for it. I really do like the sculpt and everything, but I kind of feel like the color is a little lacking.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm a big villain fan, so Velociraptors being kind of the main villain of Jurassic Park, probably the one that I was most looking forward to of the series. And yeah, it's a little underwhelming. I think that's somewhat due to the Dilophosaurus being so good that this one just doesn't feel, as good as it could be.
I agree. Because the Dilophosaurus, you get a really nice kind of airbrush paint job with the kind of metallics and everything, and it has such bright colors that really pops, where this one is so much of a flatter coloration and everything. Like the yellow eyes are really awesome. I do like how it really kind of draws your eye to them, but at the same time I kind of feel a little disappointed that it's so kind of just two-toned.
Yeah.
It screams flat to me. I mean, I'm still extraordinarily happy to have this. I'm just kind of wishing maybe they would have upped the color scheme or did a little bit more to the coloring itself.
I do agree. I think that also for me personally, I feel like the proportions aren't great on this guy, because Funko has a very unique style where they kind of proportion things in a very similar way to most of the figures, where it's kind of, you've got the chunkier areas, especially in the torso and everything. I think Velociraptors should have a really streamlined, skinny, almost spindly, creepy type of look, which I don't think comes across particularly well on this, other than the arms. I think the arms look great, but some of the rest of the proportions at the neck, body, and the thighs just are a little underwhelming for me personally.
Though I do like the, one thing I really do appreciate is how the toes on him are placed, because you have that one raised on both foot. Also, this one's one that you have to have the base with, correct?
Yeah, this is the only figure in the whole wave that needs a base regardless. The T-Rex has some trouble standing, but you can get him up for a little bit. Velociraptor, there's no playing around, especially since the dinosaurs of this wave do not have any articulation, so you can't move the head in a certain direction to kind of orientate the body so that it's weighed better. So it's stuck like this, and therefore he cannot stand, regardless of how you have him.
So I think this one would be one where, if you leave it in the box, fine. Just as well. It
does look great in the box, as you can see.
Yeah, you do get pretty much everything you'd want to see in the box, because I know sometimes when you have them in the box, you lose detail and everything, where you lose certain aspects. This one, I think if you just left it in the box as a display, you won't necessarily be missing anything to the sculpt.
Yeah, I really like the fact that it's pointed sideways in the box, so you can really see the body. With the dinosaurs, when they look straight on, you kind of miss some of the detail there. So I do like the fact that it is sideways, so you can really clearly see it in the package.
I do have to admit that on all the dinosaurs, even though the coloring is the only thing I have to complain on the Velociraptor, unlike you, I really like the texturing. They have the texturing really down to a key when it comes to the body and how it looks, because you have the fine wrinkles on the head, that kind of scaliness, and you also have these really fine details on the body where it has a really nice texture and everything if you look at it closely. Just because it looks like you have some hashing and everything, it really has a nice, skin tone to it. Well, not a tone, but a texturing that makes it really, come to life.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of detail in there.
The detailing and everything, especially when it comes to the mouth and how the mouth opens and everything, I think is very well done. And you can kind of see where the head connects to the body, but I still feel like it molds.
It's kind of hidden in the wrinkles of the head.
It's hidden well enough. This is one that I would probably consider doing a custom paint on. If not, I might get, I have two Velociraptors, so I might do a custom paint on one and leave one as the original, just to, see what I can do to just give it a little more oomph to it, really kind of help it stand out.
Yeah, that would be great.
Especially among the Dilophosaur, because I feel like the Dilophosaur is such a bright, very vibrant dinosaur. It just kind of leaves the other two color schemes flat. Though, I mean, I really do like the color scheme of the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Even though it's flat, I like it. So,
Yeah, I do agree. Overall, having the three of them together, they do make a nice set. There's definitely one that kind of stands out. Like, out of all of these, you have one that stands out because it's big. Then you have one that stands out because it's so vibrant in its color, and it has a very expressive head sculpt and a much larger head sculpt. So it just kind of leaves the Velociraptor as the oddball out, as the one that isn't eye-catching of the three.
well, the only thing that's really eye-catching is the eyes, because of the yellow and the fact that the other two don't have those yellow eyes.
It's true. I would have actually liked to see the eyes be outlined in black. For a second I thought that it was, but no, it's not. It's just, it's yellow on the eye. I think that a black ring around it would have looked cool and would have given it more of a villainesque, type of look to him, because, of course, particularly in Jurassic Park, the first one, the Velociraptors are the main villains, or the main threat on the island for the most part.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I also noticed, like, the pinks on the Velociraptor are a lot more vibrant, because on the Dilophosaur you have, like, a, almost, like, muted purpley pink tongue and, like, where the mouth opens, and then on the T-Rex it's almost like a tan pink that mixes in with everything, where when you look at the Velociraptor it's almost like a cartoonish pink.
Yeah, the mouth definitely pops a lot more on the Velociraptor. My issue with the mouth, though, is that the teeth they're sculpted very close together towards the bottom ring, which gives all the teeth looking like they're just like a row. I like, particularly on the Dilophosaurus and the T-Rex, that each tooth is individual. It gives it a sharper, more scary and more detailed presence. With these, the bottom row of teeth, they all kind of meld together, and some of the paint doesn't look great on them. As you can see, he just has like a ring of that teeth white on his lip, which doesn't look great. Yeah,
I think the issue is, it's not that the teeth are so close together or whatnot. I think it's what you're seeing is the fact that paint job on the bottom is so horrible. Yeah. Like, it's very messy.
Which is odd, because, like, you have the teeth, just about the same distance here on, like, the Dilophosaurus, and he doesn't have that issue. So it's definitely a shame when it comes to the Velociraptor as far as how the teeth have been painted.
Well, and then also, this isn't just, like, one particular Velociraptor that has this issue. I also noticed in the box as well, it still has the same issue with the bottom row of teeth.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. So it's definitely an issue that's going to be extended to all the Velociraptors, and not just the particular one that we have here. Overall, though, I like the Velociraptor as a set. I like the dinosaurs together, and the Velociraptor is a very present, dinosaur in the film. So I do like him in that regards. However, if you were going to pick up one or two dinosaurs, I would go with the other two first, personally. What do you think?
I don't know, that one's a hard one. Like, I would say if you are going to pick up just a dinosaur, just one, I would say find the Dilophosaur, get that. It's going to be what is going to add to your collection. It looks absolutely wonderful. I really feel like that's the one out of the three to get.
Yeah.
I have my own issues with the T-Rex just because of the size and everything, and I kind of wish it was more of a 6-inch, or at least slightly bigger and filled the box a little bit more, but they did put it in a sideways box. So, I mean, I feel like out of the Velociraptor and the T-Rex, it's kind of hard for me to choose. I like them both about the same, but maybe more so the T-Rex, because I feel like it's been cleaner done. Like, I feel like they took more care with the T-Rex's paint and stuff, where the Velociraptor's paint just kind of seems rushed.
You get a bit of value for money too with the T-Rex, because although he's certainly not in scale, he is bigger than your average figure, and he costs the same. So
and I think
do
the
appreciate
proportions
that.
correct.
Yeah,
the proportions definitely look a little bit better on the T-Rex. But I do like this. Like, the only thing I do like about this the Velociraptor is the fact that you do get this kind of spotting on his head and stuff. You do get some kind of like markings in the skin, but I can't like picture right now what they look like in the movie, but I want to say they don't quite look like the paint job.
Yeah, I think it's a little too light, and I don't quite know if those spots are that defined in the movie, because I like the idea of having different tones in the head sculpt, but I feel like it looks a little odd with like the polka dots on him.
Yeah. Because especially from the back too, I feel like the polka dots are way too like
they're very
defined.
Yeah.
They're very much like in your face. If they were like a lighter like polka dot, it would have been fine, I guess.
Yeah,
like if they would blend in a little bit more.
If the tones were a little closer together, it wouldn't feel so starkly different.
But I also find, like, because it kind of disappoints me, because the Velociraptor is like one of my favorite dinosaurs. It's definitely Like, I'm more like the predators of the Jurassic and Cretaceous and just all the different types of periods. But it kind of disappoints me because his head is so light and you get these really awkward dark spots on his body too that I feel like don't belong, like they just mispainted him. But again, I personally think the sculpt is just fine, but this is definitely one I'm going to sit down and repaint, and if I do a good enough job repainting him, I might repaint both.
That would be great, and definitely look out for that video on the channel as well. But yeah, overall, not the best dinosaur. It definitely has its flaws, but it has its ups. I do overall enjoy it. I'm not disappointed that I purchased it at all. It's worth it for my collection. But yeah, I'd go with some of the other ones first.
Yeah, if you're not planning to get all three, maybe get the T-Rex and the Dilophosaur. I would mostly just focus on the Dilophosaur because I feel like overall it's the one that hit the mark and really looks fantastic. And I feel like that's another issue I have is they did such a great job on the Dilophosaur and then I felt like they came short with the Velociraptor.
Yeah, and what made it even particularly worse for us is that we got the Dilophosaurus a day before this Velociraptor, so it kind of set the standard high right away.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for anyone who has any questions, comments, or concerns, you know where to leave them.
And thanks so much for watching.